Once upon a time, in a quiet little village surrounded by tall trees and singing birds, there lived an old woman named Mama Tolu. She lived alone in a small clay hut at the edge of the forest. Every morning, she would walk to the river to fetch water, humming softly as she went. But one hot afternoon, something unusual happened. On her way back from the river, she heard a strange scratch sound coming from the bushes. She bent down and saw a tortoise, weak and covered in dust. Its shell was cracked and it could barely move.
Oh, you poor thing. You must be hungry and thirsty.
She carried it home carefully, like a baby. That evening she washed its shell, gave it some water, and fed it leftover yam peels. The tortoise blinked slowly and looked up at her as if to say thank you. Days turned into weeks, and the tortoise grew stronger. It followed Mama Tolu everywhere, to the river, to the garden, and even to the market. The villagers laughed and said, "Look, the old woman has a tortoise for a pet."
He's more than a pet. He's my friend.
One night, a terrible storm swept through the village. The wind howled, trees shook, and lightning flashed across the sky. Mama Tolu's roof began to leak, and water poured into her little hut. Suddenly the tortoise crawled under her bed, scraping at the floor. Curious, she looked down and saw a small hole the tortoise had been digging for days. Without thinking twice, she followed it inside the hole. Just moments later, crash, the roof caved in. But Mama Tolu and her tortoise friend were safe underground. When the sun rose, the storm had passed. The old woman came out, holding the tortoise close. She realized that her little friend had saved her life.
From that day on, she treated the tortoise like family. Every morning she would say, "Good morning, my wise little one," and the tortoise would blink, slow and calm, as if smiling back.
The villagers soon learned from Mama Tolu's story. They began to care more for the animals around them, for they understood that kindness always finds its way back to the giver. And so, in that quiet little village, an old woman and her tortoise lived happily, proving that friendship can come from the most unexpected places. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes in the power of kindness. See you next time for another heartwarming tale. Would you like me to make a shorter version, about 2 minutes?